Hey everyone, so it's been a little while since I've really done any planner related things. Kind of had some family issues, sickness and stuff going on in here lately, so I really have barely touched my planner, but so anyway, I wanted to do like a first impressions video of this Tim Holtz Stamp Platform. So basically this is a device that you can use that kind of helps with your stamping. Instead of using an acrylic block to do it, you can actually just use the stamp platform. I have been looking at this for a while and wanted to check it out, so I got on Amazon, ordered it, Prime 2-day shipping, so I know you can also get these on scrapbook.com. I looked at Michael's the last time I went. I did not see these, and I don't think that they carry these at Hobby Lobby either. But anyway, so on the box it says perfect for contact with both clear and rubber stamps. Now obviously it would not work with wood block stamps, so it would need to be some type of a cling stamp. So you can use those with this. It says it's open-edged, allows for accurate stamping on various size surfaces, and it's got a full magnetic 8.5 and a half by 8.5 and a half base. So this one I believe is the full-size one. There is also a smaller one on Amazon that I saw that's a couple of dollars cheaper. So we're gonna see how it would potentially stamp in a book, because I will be using this mostly for my bullet journal. So let's just break this open and see what this thing is all about. So here you've got just slide out box, and then you've got a piece of foam on top. And then this is the actual stamp platform, and then you get a book with it as well. So let's see what this says. New for 2018, so they must have redone something with it. So this, I guess, just kind of talks about different products. Media mat. Okay, here's the stamp platform. Yeah, the travel stamp platform is the smaller one. You can get a sleeve for this, but I'm not really planning on taking this anywhere with me. So I didn't really see a need for the case, unless, you know, it might potentially get damaged, but I don't really take my stuff like this out. But you do have the option of getting the travel stamp platform. It is a 6.5 by 6.5, so it's about 2 inches smaller on both sides. You can get replacement magnets. So this looks just like a product booklet of things that you can get, not really an instruction manual. So let me see if the back of the carton has any instructions. No, does not. So if you have not researched these already on YouTube, this may look a little confusing to you, but I actually did watch some videos on this before I decided to take the plunge and purchase this one for myself. So basically here, your stamps will cling to this surface. So you've got up here, I don't know if you can really read that, but you've got your rubber side, and then your clear side is over here. So basically that means that for, let me see if I've got my stamps right here. Let me show you the different kinds of stamps that you can use for this. So just something like this is an example of a photopolymer stamp. And then, let's see. These are an example of a rubber cling stamp. So basically the idea of this is to kind of take out the need for the acrylic block. And you can just do really precise stamping with these, because with stamps, it's kind of a one and done thing unless you're super precise with it. And that kind of helps with this, because you can re-ink your stamps and then re-stamp them on your surface. Let me bring you a little bit closer. There we go. And then you can press it down in the same exact spot and you will have precise stamping. At least that's what the video said. So for the rubber side, which is currently what it is set on, it's got kind of this, I know you can kind of see that grid. So it has a bit of a texture to it. Let's just see, so yeah, looks like it would definitely cling to that just fine. So like I said, this is an example of a clean rubber stamp. So you can see that it's got the rubbery side to it. This is just like a regular stamp that you would find in a craft store, except it does not have the wood block to it. So you would use this with an acrylic block. This side is sticky even after you wash it. If you wash it good enough with soap and water, which is what I do whenever I'm cleaning my stamps, it should be able to re-stick onto your surface. So that's kind of how these work, and I really enjoy using, I really like both. I like that you can get like an accurate picture of what your stamp is going to look like with these, because it's got that thick foam there. The white part is all foam. You've got your design on here, so it's very easy to see how your stamp is going to look with these. But then these are photopolymer stamps, so it's kind of the same concept. You take the backing off, but always keep it with you just in case, and then your stamp is there. You just peel it off, and then you stick it to your surface and then ink it and then stamp it down. I really like these. I have more of these than I do of the rubber clings. So that's kind of a difference in stamps there. So like I said, this has got two different surfaces. This one is currently on the rubber side, and then you've got the clear side. The clear side is what is facing up right now, and it is completely flat, just no texture to it whatsoever. To change this, you would pull this up, and then you can actually take that off the base, and then you can flip it over and then push it down in there, and you're ready to use your photopolymer stamps. So you've got two magnets here, and I was warned to not put them anywhere near each other because they're very, very strong magnets. This whole base here is a magnetized base, so you put your what you're supposed to do is you put your paper down. Let's see. So you would put your paper down, you can line it up here. You've got some ruler guides on the sides here, and then you can just put your magnets down to hold your paper down in place, and they are really, really strong. Like, I can move it, of course, but it's not really easily moved. Then you put your stamp here on the top, and then you just push it down and push down your stamp. So I'm going to see how potentially it would stamp in my bullet journal and if it will work. It said that it should be able to stamp on books just fine. We will see. Because my theory is, with the book style, how in the world can this, I don't think it's going to be able to stamp properly in a book because of the way it's shaped. Like, if this hinge here had kind of like a springy type of mechanism to where it could lift up slightly and then push down, I could definitely see that working in a book just fine. But we'll just see how it does potentially in this. So I've got it laid flat on the open side. I'm about 39 pages in. Don't know if that's that magnet. Yeah, that magnet's not going to do anything for that. Oh. Maybe it would work. because it's kind of working. It's kind of wanting to work. How is that possible? Let's look at the back here. So I don't see anything that would allow it to have kind of a spring to it. Let's push down some. I don't know how that would work for a book, but just for the fun of it, let's test it out. So I'm just gonna put my book in. So we'll line it up, and then I'll put this stamp here, change out back to the rubber side. So this is another kind of cool thing with this, is that you can just like lay your stamps down how you want them to look, and then you can ink them. You line them all up, put your top down on it. Your stamp will stick to the top, then you can ink them, and then you can lower it back down to actually stamp it. So let's just test that out. Okay, may not want to put anything over there. Can line that up there. Maybe add one more there. Okay, kind of like the way that looks. So let's see how it does. I think, that's kind of interesting, because it did just fine with that. All right, let's see. Really don't want to use black. I don't know if black would look really great on here, but we'll try it just in case. We'll just try it and see. Okay, so I've got my spine lined up perfectly, so we'll just move this for right now and ink these. So I'm going to use the Color Box Pigment black ink. This is archival ink. So just go ahead and ink these up. I imagine that this will probably be a lot cleaner, because no matter how clean you are with these, you're still going to get ink on your fingers. I mean, I feel like it's kind of inevitable. Okay, so that's pretty good. Now, be very careful. I'm gonna line my book back up. And I'm just lining it up with this guide here. And here goes nothing. And give it a little push. Not pressing down just super, super hard, but hard enough, I feel like. Oh, okay. So not bad. It's not just perfect. As you can see, this one kind of missed a little bit, but really not bad. Let's see if we can go back and re-stamp in the exact spot. Really going to concentrate on that one that did not make it. Okay, so as you can tell, there is a little bit of that is not that is not your eyes playing with you. That is actually how it re-stamped. It's not precise. So I would say, I mean, it's really a cool effect. I think I'm going to keep it looking this way because I really kind of like that. It looks really, I don't know, it looks kind of like an optical illusion. That's kind of cool. But just for laughs, we'll try this on a regular piece of paper. Let's see. Don't have anything close except for these. Okay, so we'll try it on this, and I will use the magnet this time. The magnet, they say, does not affect the way that this should work at all, so I'm gonna have to readjust. I'll probably just take this one off. So that should work there. Let's re-ink. So these are good for making cards, and if you have individual inserts that you enjoy using, I would probably stick with that. I don't know if I would use it necessarily just for a book, because I just don't feel like, I wish it had a little bit of a spring in here. That way, whenever you are stamping a thicker material or a book, that it could kind of lift up off the base a little bit and then it would flatten out perfectly. So that would be like one thing I would really look at. So again, pushing down kind of moderately. Magnets are not coming in contact with the top whatsoever. Okay, not bad. This stamp actually did come out pretty clear this time. Crisp, precise lines, really nice. Let's try going back in and see if it'll hit in the same spot. So it does seem to have a little bit of that kind of a spring that I was talking about, because these stamps are pretty thick, so maybe I need to try this with just a regular, so again, it is probably because I shifted the paper a little bit, but we've got that kind of like a weird optical illusion-y look. So let me try again with some different stamps. So these thick foam ones kind of, I'm not going to say it distorts, but they do look a little funky. So let's see. What should I put here? I think just for fun, I may do, this aren't gonna look good. I'll figure out something to do with this page. Ooh, we can go with the Raven. This is a stamp from the Michaels collection, and I actually have not used him yet. So I'm kind of anxious to see how he's gonna end up looking. Okay. So put him down like here. I think he'll look good there. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get him lined up perfectly to where he will stamp. Nope, it's gonna hit right on that line there. I'm gonna go ahead and change this back over to the clear setting. All right, let's see. May have to use another page. Try and avoid doing that though. Let's see. I'd rather not have all my designs. Let's see if it's kind of dry-ish. Yeah, okay. So I'll just put him right there, and we'll push this down. So again, it sticks very, very well. I'm just going to go ahead and ink it here. Okay, that seems to be pretty good. Put it back down. Okay, let's go. So I'm gonna push pretty hard to make sure that that design comes out good this time. Lift up gently. Okay, so he stamped pretty well. There is a little bit of spotting here in the text, but that's honestly all I really see. Maybe here a little bit on the outside of his little neck thing, whatever that is supposed to be, but not bad. Got pretty opaque color there. So actually the photopolymer, I feel like works a little bit better if you're going to be stamping in a book. Now let's see how it does with just the regular paper. Like I said, I'm gonna re-stamp or re-ink. Okay. And also, if you get a little bit of ink on the platform itself, it's supposed to be pretty easy to clean. You can just kind of clean it like you would any normal stamp. So if I'm just doing some quick spot cleaning, I usually use like a baby wipe, but if I'm doing really hardcore cleaning, then I use some dish soap and water, and then I try to let mine air dry as much as possible. So very minimal pressure I'm putting on there, and ooh, that came out pretty precise. Again, it seems like there's a little bit, maybe that's just, no, that's not the way the stamp looks. The stamp is perfect. So I tried not to move it too much. Let's relay it, see how precise it is, and I'm going to add a little bit more pressure to it. And lift. Okay, so it did finish the design, but again, you've got that little bit of ghosting there, so I feel like maybe if you had 4 magnets on each side and you're really super careful, because your stamp is going to lift your paper a little bit and it will shift some, so that's just kind of something to note, because it looks like it's got a drop shadow on it now. But overall, not too bad. I think I can probably make this work. Will I still be using acrylic blocks? Probably so. But it's kind of nice to know that this is out there, and if you're wanting to like put one insert on here and line up a bunch of different stamps and then just do it one and done, this will be an excellent option for you. But if you are using a bullet journal and you're not really that, unless you're doing like a solid stamp layout, I would really probably not worry about this too much. Like I said, I really wish it had some kind of a spring in here, because the rubber cling stamps like these, it does make the platform bend a little around in here just so it can get perfectly flat on your paper, and that's whether it's on paper or on a bullet journal. it feels like it is bending it a little bit here, and there's nothing in here that can really really support that kind of a bending, so I would note that. But other than that, this is kind of a cool little tool. Would I repurchase now that I know what I know now? Probably not, because of what I would mainly use it for. But if you're a card maker, this can be a really cool little tool for you to use. And if you are, like I said, if you are the type of person that is using inserts that are like these for a ring bound, or maybe even a traveler's notebook insert, this might be kind of an easy tool to use if you want to do like a solid stamp platform or solid stamp layout. But for the bullet journal, it's up to you. It's really up to you what you would prefer to use. But for me, I'll probably be sticking to the acrylic block in here and not really worry with the platform. So anyway, that is my first thoughts on this Tim Holtz stamping platform. What do you think? Leave it in the comments below. Do you have one of these? If you do, am I using it in the wrong way for a book? I'm really not sure. This is truly a first impression, so I would love to hear your suggestions. If you made it through this whole video, thank you so much. I know it's really long, but I wanted to try to remember to go through everything and show you different ways using different stamps. So I hope this was helpful for you. And yeah, if you like this video, please hit subscribe. I have future videos coming. And if you like it, leave a thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs down if you feel so inclined. And yeah, I would love to hear from you. So all of my information is in the description box, as well as the link to purchase this. And I think that is about it. So thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye, everybody.